My dear listeners, this is an original sci-fi story I wrote for you. If you'd like to support me, just subscribe to the channel. It really helps the growth. The Kthrax didn't share food. Ever. Dr. Amara Okonkwo watched the small predator cub, no bigger than a wolf pup, crouched in the corner of the xenobiology lab on Research Station Tau 7. Its 4 eyes tracked her every movement, needle-sharp teeth bared in what her datapad labeled Defensive Threat Display. The cub's name was Scar, or as close as human phonetics could approximate. His broodpack had been killed in a territorial dispute 3 cycles ago, and he'd been found half-starved on the station's lower levels. The Kthrax were apex predators on their homeworld, solitary hunters who viewed cooperation as evolutionary suicide. Everything you kill, you eat alone. Their first huntress had explained through the translator. To share is to show weakness. Weakness means death, which explained why Scar was dying. The cub refused the nutrient paste the station provided, refused the carefully prepared meat portions, refused everything. In Kthrax culture, accepting food you hadn't killed yourself was the ultimate humiliation. Better to starve with honor. Amara sat down cross-legged 3 meters away and unwrapped her lunch. Groundnut stew, her grandmother's recipe, made with protein substitutes but seasoned exactly right. She took a bite, closed her eyes, and savored it. When she opened them, Scar's eyes had fixed on her bowl. "Hungry?" she asked softly. The cub's growl was barely audible. Amara took another bite. Then, deliberately, she scooped a small portion into a second bowl and slid it halfway between them. "Not giving it to you, just leaving it there. You decide." She returned to her meal, pretending disinterest. 5 minutes passed. 10. Then she heard it, the soft scrape of claws on metal as Scar crept forward. A pause. The sound of cautious eating. When she glanced over, the bowl was empty and Scar had retreated to his corner. But his threat display had relaxed slightly. The next day she brought 2 bowls again. This time Scar only waited 2 minutes. By the 5th day he was eating while she ate, maintaining that careful 3-meter distance. "What are you doing?" First Huntress Raxtel demanded, her scaled bulk filling the lab doorway. "The cub must hunt or die honorably." "He's 6 months old," Amara said. "He can't hunt alone yet. Then he dies. This is our way." "Your way is watching children starve?" The first huntress's spines flared. "You understand nothing of strength. Kthrax do not coddle weakness. The strong survive. The weak perish. This shapes us into apex predators." "And humans," Amara said quietly, "became apex predators by doing exactly the opposite." Raxtel's mandibles clicked in confusion. "We were the weakest things on our planet," Amara continued. "Slower than predators. Weaker than megafauna. No claws, no venom, no armor. You know how we survived? Tool use, fire, technology. Before all that, we shared food." Amara gestured to Scar. "A human child can't hunt either. Can't defend itself. Takes 12 years to reach basic self-sufficiency. We should have gone extinct. But we didn't because we fed each other's children. A hunter brings down a large animal, the whole tribe eats. Someone gets injured, the tribe feeds them until they heal. Children, elderly, sick. We kept them alive through cooperation. Weakness. Is it?" Amara pulled up her datapad. Human hunting parties had an 80% success rate. You know why? Persistence. We'd wound prey and track it for days in shifts. One hunter tires, another takes over. The prey never rests. We ran it to exhaustion, then moved in for the kill. Solo hunters, even Kthrax, succeed maybe 30% of the time. The first huntress's spines lowered slightly. "We weaponized cooperation," Amara said. "Sharing food meant we could specialize. Some humans became better trackers. Others became better hunters. Others learned to preserve food, to predict animal movements, to coordinate complex strategies. Division of labor. Every human doing what they're best at, all of us sharing the results. And this made you strong? Strong enough to dominate our planet. Then the solar system. Then beyond." Amara met the alien's multifaceted gaze. You want to know the most dangerous thing about humans? It's not our weapons or our ships. It's that we can turn 1,000 individuals into a single coordinated organism. We're not apex predators. We're an apex swarm. Raxtel stared at Scar, who had crept slightly closer to Amara during the conversation. You wish to teach the cub this? I wish to teach him that accepting help isn't weakness. It's strategy. The first huntress was silent for a long moment. If you fail, he dies anyway. If you succeed, her spines rippled. You may create something neither Cthrax nor human. Maybe that's exactly what the galaxy needs. Over the following weeks, Amara did something unprecedented. She brought in other scientists, human and otherwise, and they ate together in the lab. Family-style meals, passing dishes, sharing portions. Scar watched, fascinated. Then one day, a human engineer named Marcus dropped his utensil. Before he could retrieve it, Scar patted over and nudged it toward him with his snout. Marcus blinked. Thanks. Scar made a sound that almost resembled a purr. The transformation accelerated. Amara taught Scar simple tasks, fetching tools, organizing samples. But instead of working alone, she structured them as cooperation. You hold this steady while I tighten the bolt. I'll scan the left side if you check the right. The cub's predator brain, honed for complex hunting strategies, adapted brilliantly to collaborative work. When a crisis hit, a hull breach in Section 7, Scar did something that stunned the Cthrax observers. He organized the human children in the evacuation shelter, keeping them calm and orderly while adults sealed the breach. He protected the weak, Raxtel said, her voice strange. Young who are not his bloodline. Because he understands now, Amara said. Protecting children who aren't yours means your children get protected when you can't do it yourself. It's a better survival strategy than every parent fighting alone. 3 months later, Raxtel brought 5 more Cthrax cubs to the station. Teach them, she said simply. Amara created a program. Human cooperation methods taught to young Cthrax. They learned to share tasks, divide resources, coordinate actions. Their natural predator intelligence combined with collaborative strategies made them terrifyingly effective. A year later, a mixed team of young Cthrax and humans won the sector-wide junior robotics competition. Not through individual brilliance, but through perfect coordination, each team member's strength covering another's weakness. Raxtel approached Amara at the celebration. You have changed my people. I showed Scar a different kind of strength. Yes, and now I understand why humans spread across the galaxy so easily. You do not conquer. You absorb. You make allies of everyone by teaching them cooperation is more powerful than competition. The first huntress's mandibles clicked. This is more dangerous than any weapon. Amara smiled, watching Scar demonstrate a complex team maneuver to a group of fascinated Cthrax cubs. The strongest predator wins one fight, but cooperators win the future. That, Raxtel said quietly, is the most terrifying thing I have ever heard, and that Amara thought was the most human thing of all.